Good morning and welcome to the Whiteboard Academy. So, in today's class, we will be going to discuss some of the important questions in our economy session. So, without wasting any further ado, let's start today's session. The very first question is regarding agri stack, and we have to mark the incorrect option. It is a collection of digital databases based on land records, including a unique farmer identity number for each farmer. So, yes, it is correct. सो हमको ये याद रखना है इट इज़ रिलेटेड टू लैंड रिकॉर्ड्स. It will act as a payment gateway for the expanding scope of DBT subsidies. So this is incorrect question. Sorry, option. Why? Because agri-stack particular term does not relate anything and anywhere near to the DBT subsidies. These are two different aspects. It will act as the underlying platform over which apps like Kisan Suvidha and others will run. So yes, it is also correct. It will act as a background. It aims to shift India's agriculture towards precision farming. This is one of the aims of AgriStack. So our answer is B. The next question is regarding the Codex Alimentarius Commission. So I think this is from WTO section. In the static portion, in the economy module, I have covered thoroughly the WTO. So उसमें मैंने Codex Alimentarius Commission भी पढ़ाया था. It is an international body standards established by International Food Policy Research Institute. तो ये मेड अप नेम है. इसको FAO फूड एंड एग्रीकल्चर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो UN के अंडर बॉडी है एंड WHO इन दोनों ने मिलके इसको बनाया कोडेक्स एलिमेंटेरियस कमीशन को. कोडेक्स स्टैंडर्ड्स डिफाइंड बाय द कमीशन आर वॉलेंट्री इन नेचर. सो यस, देखिए अंडर WTO द कंट्रीज आर डूइंग ट्रेड विद ईच अदर. But who will satisfy that a particular imported or exported product is of quality? So there has to be some standards to gauge the quality of these products, and that's why this Codex Alimentarius Commission comes into picture. So it will give a specific standardization to the quality of imported as well as exported products. Now, if a country wants to gauge its quality of exported or imported products, then he will use Codex Alimentarius Commission standards as the basis of quality. Understood? So उसकी trustworthiness among countries बढ़ जाएगी. The last is the agreement on application of sanitary and phytosanitary measures, जिसको SPS measures भी बोलते हैं, of the WTO recognizes Codex standards as reference standards for international trade and ट्रेड डिस्प्यूट सेटलमेंट एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो करेक्ट. जो SPS है सैनिटरी एंड फाइटो सैनिटरी मेजर्स, तो ये क्या है मतलब SPS है क्या मतलब? सो बेसिकली इफ़ यू आर एक्सपोर्टिंग सम प्लांट वैरायटी, सो उसके लिए फाइटो सैनिटरी मेजर्स है. इफ़ यू आर इम्पोर्टिंग और एक्सपोर्टिंग सम ऑफ द एनिमल बेस्ड थिंग्स, सो उसके लिए सैनिटरी है. अंडरस्टूड? सो द करेक्ट आंसर इज 2 and 3. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Sale of government stake to the tune of 49% is called a minority stake sale. So of course अगर 100% बनाना है तो 51% plus 49%. So this is called minority and this is majority and this is part of our syllabus. Which syllabus? The FDI and disinvestment. So debt syllabus. Sale of government stake to the tune of 49% is called minority stake sale. Denationalization is the sale transfer of entire state ownership to the private sector. Yes, क्योंकि हमको nationalization पता है क्या है. The ownership is transferred all together to the government or government related bodies. That is called nationalization. जैसे अभी हमारा एयर इंडिया का डीनेशनलाइजेशन हुआ था, है ना. तो एयर इंडिया वॉज नेशनलाइज्ड इन 1953 आई थिंक, एयर इंडिया. And now there is denationalization or privatization has happened and the entire Air India crew is given to back to Tatas. Strategic disinvestment always involves transfer of managerial control. Yes, this is the particular definition of strategic disinvestment, that if a nationalized body has to be given, the ownership has to be transferred to a player, and this particular sector is very important to the security of India, then a strategic player will be chosen in market which is trustworthy, and then to this strategic owner or the private player, the managerial control has to be passed on. So this is known as strategic disinvestment. So yes, there is mandatorily transfer of managerial control. So all the three statements are correct. Regarding national monetization pipeline, देखिए, prior to this, national infrastructure pipeline has been introduced in, I think, 2019 or 18 budget, and to cater to the funds of this particular projects, national monetization pipeline has been introduced. It aims to unlock value in brownfield projects by engaging the private sector. It is indeed correct. So the non-core assets of the public sector enterprises or the public sector land, they will be given to some private players on lease. So there is no transfer of ownership. Ownership will remain with the government only. It will transfer the ownership of entire project? No, it will be given on the lease. Roads, railways, and power sector assets will comprise over 50% of the total estimated value of the assets of the monetized to be monetized. Yes, it is correct. It is approximately about 66%. So 1 and 3 are correct. The next question. Unicorn, the term was in news. हमेशा न्यूज़ में रहती है. And I think India has become third largest economy to have लार्जेस्ट नंबर ऑफ यूनिकॉर्न्स. ऐसी कुछ न्यूज़ थी एक साल पहले की, तो आपको पता होना चाहिए. और ऊपर से देर इज़ ह्यूमंगस सक्सेस ऑफ द शार्क टैंक इंडिया. सो वेरियस बिजनेस टर्मिनोलॉजी can be asked by the UPSC in the coming future. Like in the previous year questions, a term beta has been asked. So this is particular to the share market. And that too, this is not the knowledge of superficial knowledge of the share market. Matlab you have to understand share market very well to know what is the term this beta is called. Understood? So UPSC is now going into depth also. तो यूनिकॉर्न क्या है? और स्टार्टअप दैट रीचेज द वैल्यूएशन ऑफ 1 बिलियन. और भी चीज़ें पढ़ लीजिए ताकि आपको पता चले कि दीज आर नॉट द करेक्ट आंसर. पॉजिटिव इंडिजनाइजेशन लिस्ट वाज इन न्यूज़ दैट इज़ अवेलेबल ऑन द श्रीजन पोर्टल. सो ये किससे रिलेशन रखता है? इंडिजनाइजेशन इफर्ट्स ऑफ डिफेंस पब्लिक सेक्टर अंडरटेकिंग्स. सो आपको इतना याद रखना है दैट पॉजिटिव इंडिजनाइजेशन लिस्ट इज रिलेटेड टू द डिफेंस सेक्टर. The next question is regarding the GEM portal. Government e-marketplace is paperless and cashless marketplace for procurement of common use goods and services. It is indeed correct. It has been set up under the aegis of Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So you have to remember this. Yes, the government e-marketplace or GEM portal is under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Swayat initiative aims to promote startups, women and youth through e-transaction of GEM. So this is also correct and our correct answer is 1, 2, 3. Which of the following statements is correct? Under the most favored nation treatment agreement, countries can discriminate between their trading partners by favoring some of selected partners. So this topic was thoroughly covered in WTO section. Each and everyone who is signing the framework of WTO has to give MFN, most favored nation, to all the other members. Understood? So it is a very general agreement, but the term is misnomer, most favored nation. But as soon as you join the WTO, you have to give this MFN status to all the member countries. Understood? So the question is asking us, under the MFN treatment, countries can discriminate between their trading partners by favoring some selected partners. ऐसा नहीं है कुछ भी. If you have joined the WTO agreement, you have to give MFN status to each of the member nation of WTO. The national treatment means treating foreigners and locals equally. Yes, this is correct. If you have signed the WTO framework, then the imported products of the other fellow members, you have to gauge them at par with your domestic industry. It means no special favors can be granted on the domestic industries. Understood? Charging customs duty on an import is not a violation of national treatment, and it is indeed correct. Yes, you can charge the customs duty over that product. Why? Because a foreign product is coming into your market. So if the foreign product is coming into your market and entering your legal jurisdiction, so you have all the rights to impose custom duty over it. But yes, all the WTO members have pledged that eventually we will abolish this custom duty also, but eventually there is no set time limit. So answer is 2 and 3. Can't 2 and 3 ये रहा. Gets, आज तो सारे WTO को ही हैं. Distinguishes between 4 modes of supplying services. Regarding this, कौन सा करेक्ट है ये पूछा. Consumption abroad means when a tourist comes into another country. Yes, it is indeed correct. So basically, in the recent speeches of Prime Minister also, he has told this particular concern that if a foreigner is coming to India and he is consuming things here, like he is eating a vada pav, he is buying kandamal haldi. So actually, in the alternate sense, these products we are exporting to other countries and the foreigners are consuming it. Understood? But in this particular sense, the foreigner is coming to India and consuming it. So these both conditions, 1 and 2. So first condition is foreigner is coming to India and consuming this domestically. The second is the kandamal haldi, the vada pav, we are exporting to other country and their foreigners are consuming it. So these are correlated and hence the consumption abroad will be counted as the exports. Understood? Commercial presence means when a doctors of one member country entering the territory of another member to supply a service. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है, ये कुछ ऐसा है मूवमेंट ऑफ नेचुरलाइज्ड नेचुरल सिटीजन्स, ऐसा है कुछ नेचुरल पर्सन्स. तो मूवमेंट ऑफ नेचुरल पर्सन्स, सो ये उसकी डेफिनेशन दी गई है. ठीक है, movement of natural persons means when doctors of one member country entering the territory of another member to supply a service. So we have to mark the correct answer 1. Predatory dumping, एक कंट्री बहुत फेमस है इसके लिए. Predatory dumping refers to foreign companies non-competitively pricing their products at a loss. It is indeed correct. To flood the market of our competitive nations and to annihilate its domestic industry. This particular practice of predatory dumping is in news. Predatory dumping is illegal under WTO rules. Yes, it is indeed correct. Anti-dumping measures are considered protectionism as predatory dumping is not a fair trade practice. So yes, predatory dumping is not a fair trade practice. That is for sure. And that's why WTO has banned it. But anti-dumping duties which a nation is imposing, it will not be termed as protectionism. Protectionism क्या होता है? We are applying tariff barriers, non-tariff barriers. So again crash हो गया था पर कोई नहीं. So tariff and non-tariff barriers, such kind of things will come under protectionism. But we are securing our domestic industries by applying the anti-dumping duties. So it will not be termed as protectionism. Understood? So we have to mark the incorrect. So this is correct, and this is incorrect. So यही था आज के लिए. होप सो आपको इकोनॉमिक्स के क्वेश्चन पसंद आए होंगे. So if you are liking the contents of these videos, please like the video, share it with your friends and subscribe to our YouTube channel. तब तक ले गुड बाय, जय हिंद.